Okay, they said I can do this. One player. I don't need anybody else. I can do this by myself. Just a little bit. I can get up here. Just keep trying. I can get over here. Just got okay. Throw him up here. Take control. Get down here and I'll grab him. What? Okay, stop moving. Just, no, I don't want the box. I want him. Okay, gotta get up here. Gotta get up here. Gotta beat the lava. Oh, wait, I need that. Okay. Forget the diamond. I don't need the diamond. I don't need. Oh, okay. Just start over. Try again. All right. Here we go. I'm about to do it. I'm gonna do it this time. This time, get it right. Okay. I got that one. I gotta go over here. Get this one. Come on, I can do it. I can do it. Positive thinking. Positive thinking. Even though I've done this 12 times, I think. Forget I lost a screwdriver. No, I don't want that. I want no. No, son of. Hello peeps, this is Tim coming at you with another review, and today's review is Pitfall Planet. And I've had this game for a while. I've been trying to play with some family members, but they seemed a little too intimidated by it. But as you saw at the beginning of this video, you guys saw that I got to play by myself. I got to try it by myself. And then I learned that you actually do need to have 2 players. So I got my daughter to play with me and we tried it out, and I'm going to show you some of that footage here while we talk about the game a little bit. But essentially I equate Pitfall Planet to kind of like an indie version of Captain Toad, and I really like that game and I like playing it with my kids, and but I still also like playing single player games. So I tried to do it myself. I only got to 16%. And that's because of a volcano level. And that was that volcano level you saw at the beginning. Couldn't do it alone. As you can see here, part of the story is you crash on this planet. And you're 2 players that are trying to figure out what happened, for one. And also figure out how you can help your other crew members on your ship. So again, this is myself and my daughter playing. We're going to be going through some of the tutorials, so you can see some of the gameplay footage as well as some of the mechanics I can talk about here. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Essentially, you use your Joy-Cons to play. My daughter had one, I had the other, and you have to collect these gems that are scattered throughout the level. And then there's also diamonds that are hidden as well. In this case, we didn't get the diamond, as you see from the blue diamond on the left, but we did find 4 of the gems or crystals. So then once you've gotten enough, then you can move on to the next level. And when you do find a diamond, you get a check mark on that level that you found the secret diamond, and you also found you got all the crystals, and you can't exit the level until you get all the crystals. So it starts off fairly easy right off the bat, and you start learning some mechanics. Like here I learned that you have to step on this trigger. She also found one of the diamonds that's over there. She's gonna get to right here. There you go. She found that diamond. She's gonna go across there and step on the other trigger, and that will get me across. Now, one of the things that we found while playing is that more and more, right now it's kind of easy, so it didn't bother us too much, but more and more as we got through the game, we found the controls to be kind of difficult and squishy, if that makes sense. Not as tight as, say, Captain Toad is in that perspective. But as you can see here, we got the diamond, we get the check mark, which is the 2nd level. We're now moving on a 3rd level, and we got 9 crystals. In this section, I think my daughter figures out that you can die. As you can see here, I could continue on alone, or if I press the minus or plus button, I can reset the level and we can both begin to play again. And you can also see the instructions for how to use the grapple, which is either pressing up or Y. So we're both learning those mechanics. Well, actually, I already knew about those mechanics from trying before on my own. Again, it does say you can play on your own, but you're controlling 2 people at once. And as I also mentioned before, is the controllers aren't as tight as I want them to be. So, but you can also pick up the other player, and you can move about the board that way, which, again, you saw at the beginning, I was picking up the second player myself so I could play by myself. But as a 2-player, you can also continue on by carrying people around if you want to get through some tough spots. Right now, my daughter's reading the diary that she found. These are also scattered throughout some of the levels. It kind of tells a story as you're going through each of these levels. Since you know what happens in between each level, you get to see the diamonds you found and the gems you found, or the crystals. I'm just going to skip that part and get to the next level here that you can see. And in here you can see there's some drill robots that you have to avoid. And if you work together as a team, you can get them to come towards you while the other one tries to get some of the pieces as well. Again, we're trying to get used to the controls. I feel like they're not as tight as I would like them to be, and you just kind of feel like you're all over the place. If I'm using the controls, the thumbstick one, it just seems like I'm just all over the place. And you can't use the D-pad for more control because those are other functions. So, especially because you're playing multiplayer anyways and using the Joy-Cons. So as the game progresses, if you were to hear my actual gameplay voice, I was getting really frustrated with the controls, especially later on when we get to the higher levels. But as you can see, we're trying to avoid these drill bots and trying to collect the pieces. So we're trying to work together as a team to collect those pieces and distract those robots and move on. And also too, we've died so many times that I think on this board I actually forgot to get the diamond out of this one. So, because I just forgot, we kept doing it. One of the things that you noticed here that we just saw too was that I was able to complete it even though she died. So you can do that. And even if I die, the board will reset and you just start all over again. So it's not like you have to completely start the whole level over, or world, if you will. You just have to start the level over. In this board, you'll see that we'll be using that pick up and throw mechanic a little bit more. We basically have to work together again just to be able to pick each other up or grapple the other person across. In this case, I've collected the shards or the gems or the crystals, whatever you want to call them. And now it's basically getting used to the controls to be able to have her grapple me, pick me up, and then throw me across the other way. And we'll do that to get across these 3 platforms, or all of these platforms. Of course, she's a little slow because she's just learning the grapple part. So, and then also the throw mechanic. So now I'm gonna pick her up and then throw her across the other platform. And then once she's got that, I'll pick her up again and throw her across. She'll get the crystals, and then pick me up and then throw me across. Again, these are the controls showing how hard it is to get that angle just right, and that was so frustrating. But then once got across, got her. Now I'm going to find where the diamond is. I remembered this from when I did the tutorial piece on my own, so I remembered where it was, and then I told her where before she goes in to get the diary. In this case, it's over there. So she goes over there and gets it, and then we go on to the next one. This goes into one more world after this, but it just puts together everything you've learned up to this point to where then you can complete it, like what you see here, and you get to see how much gold and gems you collected and how much time it took you. I kept calling it crystals, but it's actually gold. So, but once you're done here, then you go back to the overworld, and that's where you learn more of the story. While this is loading, I'm going to take a moment to say thanks to publisher and developer Abstraction Games. Thank you so much for giving us a review copy and the opportunity to share it with everybody here watching this. Now back to the story. Now this is telling the story or visually, and then you can read what the computer says momentarily here. And I'll let it play so you can see it. So now we know what the goal of the game is. I need to go to this next world with my daughter who is helping me out. But I also was telling her, well, wait, we need to go check out this store here so I can show you that you can go buy hats. Yes, you can go buy some hats with those diamonds that you're collecting. So I'm not quite sure if they do something. I haven't experienced anything yet, at least as far as we got in this recording. If it's added anything or if it's just a cosmetic thing. But basically you go in, you go to look at the hats, and there's more than this. You select the one you want. It tells you how much it's going to be or how many gems. Again, I call them diamonds, but gems. I got the Viking hat. She's got the Mystical Powers hat. Again, haven't seen anything on exactly what it does yet, but in our gameplay, I didn't see anything that really stood out as what would help us play or give us an advantage. Alright, here we've returned back to the overworld, and I show my daughter that you can actually get into these dune buggies, and she really wanted to get into that. But I said we didn't have far to go. I bet you we'll be able to use those dune buggies when we need to go to the other worlds later on. But we just had to go over here and start with the outpost world. So do you remember the start of this video where I was struggling to do this by myself? Well, this is where we are now. We made it to this point, my daughter and I, and she's helping me out to get through this board. We tried it once already. I skipped ahead. I skipped a couple of the levels to get straight to here because it's basically, this is a different level compared to all the other ones where you have to beat the lava. Unfortunately, we didn't get the diamond, but we did get the rest of the gold here, and because I got in, we were able to beat the board regardless of her dying at this point. We finished it, we got the points, we got the gems, the gem, and the or actually I don't think we got the gem on this one, but we got the gold. So now I'm able to go on, and this is now the first time I'm seeing some of these levels. This next board uses a lighting mechanics to help you see where the enemies are, those drill bots again. So here I'm walking around just collecting everything I can without my daughter being there. But then once I get them all, she goes in the elevator, and then I try to get the diamond, and of course I didn't. But she got in the elevator in time for us to win that level. In this level, you'll see some of the puzzle elements we have here. Of course, you saw me die there, but you'll see some of the puzzle elements that you gotta use for you guys to work together as a group. And in case you didn't notice, this is sped up for time, so I can try to get this down time-wise, and then at least you can see some of the mechanics of the game. As you can see here, we got enough gems or gold to move on to the last level here, and this is the boss level. And this is the level that frustrated my daughter the most, and myself as well. Not because of any of the gameplay or the mechanics. It was all great. We love the puzzles. Just unfortunately the controls just are not tight enough for us to be able to have fun with this last boss here. In fact, my daughter was like, done. She said, I'm done. I'm getting too frustrated. It's not fun for me anymore. We did see some videos of people doing it successfully, but I think it was done on the Steam platform. I'm not sure if, I can't remember if my daughter was watching a video of someone on Switch trying it. But as you'll see here, we're trying to fight this boss. The object is to aim these missiles at the bug's butt. We didn't realize that till later to destroy it, but we just got frustrated anyways to try to figure out how to one person to distract it while the other one was trying to aim, where the controls weren't tight enough to be able to even aim in the first place. With that being said, hopefully this gives you a good overview of what this game is like and our point of view on it. Again, you may have better luck with the controls than we did, or maybe there'll be a fix coming soon, and I hope so, because we did actually have fun with this game, especially if you like Captain Toad but want a different style, an indie version of that. This game is going for $14.99 in the eShop. You can look to your region for the best price, because that was US. I use the Switch list, which gives me that information as well as regional prices. So I would recommend using that app, because you can also save a wish list there. It also gives you other details, like this is a puzzle, adventure, platformer, multiplayer game. This was released on April 4th. The game size is 808 megabytes, up to 2 players. Abstraction Games is the publisher. Thanks again, Abstraction. And ESRB is everyone, and it supports cloud saves. So again, thanks for watching. Hopefully this gives you an idea what you'd like to do with this game. And that's it for me. Check you later.